Look, I get it. We all want to go back to Hogwarts. But is the Harry Potter HBO TV series reboot the way to go? Short answer.
No. No! No! No!
The long answer? It's a bit more complicated than that. The reason for that is most of us are under the impression that reboots and remakes are done for us, the original loyal fan base, who has been with the characters and the story since the beginning. Yet, from my perspective as a marketing specialist, I can safely tell you that usually this is not the case. Reboots are made specifically to tune in new audiences, bring in more money, and revive popularity in something that perhaps might not be so relevant to younger audiences. This is why remakes often come with significant changes. Directors and producers strive to make them more inclusive, incorporate social and cultural elements, and update the story to feel relevant to today's audience, all to ensure its success and appeal. Because let's face it, even though I'm not really happy about it, I am going to watch the Harry Potter HBO TV series. You're probably going to watch it too, but they need to make sure that younger people will watch it as well. So let's dive right in and see what are some of the pros and cons of this new Harry Potter revival series that is set to release in 2026. Let's start with the cons first. Number 1, it's too soon. One reason fans feel the Harry Potter HBO reboot is unnecessary is that it comes too soon after the original film series, which ended in 2011 with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Compared to other major franchise reboots, Harry Potter still feels fresh in the public consciousness. For instance, we're going to get a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot, which I'm very excited about, especially since the series ended more than 20 years ago. But unlike Buffy, Harry Potter isn't a decades-old franchise that needs a refresh for a new generation. Many die-hard original fans remain actively engaged with the series, and the movies remain widely accessible on streaming services. There are always new events, new merch, new books printed out, which help keep the story alive for us. Which brings me to number 2, we're still attached to the old movies and the cast. For many of us, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint are Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and don't get me started on Snape or Professor McGonagall. Their performances shaped how an entire generation views these characters. A large number of fans can't imagine other actors playing these roles, leading to skepticism about whether a new cast can live up to their legacy, especially when the Harry Potter movies are widely regarded as a defining adaptation of the books. Number 3. We expected something else. One of the biggest frustrations with the HBO Harry Potter reboot series is that it feels like a missed opportunity to expand upon the wizarding world in fresh and exciting new ways. Rather than retelling a story that fans already know, HBO could have decided to explore other characters, different time periods, and untold aspects of the J.K. Rowling universe. For example, they could have chosen to expand on the Marauders or the four founders of Hogwarts, or even offer more insight into how Voldemort ascended to power. To us, this looks like the lazy option, one we didn't even ask for, especially not yet. And number 4, the controversy around J.K. Rowling. Since 2019, Rowling has made a series of statements online regarding transgender rights that many fans and LGBTQ+ groups have criticized as transphobic. These statements led to a large portion of the Harry Potter fandom distancing themselves from her, with many arguing that her views contradict the themes of acceptance and inclusivity that Harry Potter represents. I'm very torn when it comes to this predicament because while her statements can't be ignored, at the end of the day, Harry Potter is her story, and I believe having her partake in the project will ensure that some of its original magic stays intact. So, I don't know, I'd like to hear your opinion on the matter, so please do let me know. And since there are always good parts to remakes and reboots, I'll close off with the pros of the new Harry Potter adaptation. Number 1. We might get a more faithful adaptation of the books. One of the major appeals of the HBO TV series is the opportunity to create a more detailed and accurate adaptation of J.K. Rowling's books, something that the movies, due to time constraints and maybe budget, could only touch on briefly. We have a bigger chance of witnessing more in-depth character development, exploring subplots that haven't been explored before, such as Spew and Hermione's involvement in it, seeing Hogwarts in a more glorious light, and allowing more emotional connection between characters to be developed. So, at least this is truly exciting, I'm not gonna lie. Number 2. A better production quality. There is no denying that the original Harry Potter films did a great job at bringing the wizarding world to life, with a mix of practical effects, animatronics, and early CGI. But with how much technology has advanced since the 2000s, an HBO reboot has the potential to make the world feel even more immersive and visually stunning. For example, I'm curious to see the production's take on Dementors, magical beasts, spells, and of course, locations. Number 3. We get more time to explore the Harry Potter world together with the new generation. When I saw the last movie in the franchise, Deathly Hallows Part 2, that moment was bittersweet to me, and I'm sure it was the same for most of you, because even though we can always go back to rereading the books and rewatching the movies, in that particular second I understood that a part of my childhood was over. So now with this new series, we have the chance to experience the magic again, albeit with adult critical eyes, but still, it's a start. Although I'm not very optimistic when it comes to this new version, given what I've read and seen online. Still, a reboot would introduce the story to a whole new generation in an exciting and modern way. While many younger audiences may have seen the original films, a fresh adaptation could serve as a different entry point, making the wizarding world feel just as magical for them as it did for those who grew up with the books and movies. We have to understand that a film or a TV series is a product too, one that we viewers can choose to consume or not, and while logically we are the targeted audience for this particular series, to producers and marketing strategists, matters are a bit different. In the words of Martin Scorsese, film is an art form that reflects the times we live in. In other words, some products aren't meant for you anymore. You're not the target audience, you're the parents of it. You're raising the next generation of consumers, and that is why filmmakers often tailor their productions to resonate with specific interests in order to ensure engagement on relevant levels and also the longevity of their product. If it feels different, it's because you're not the main audience anymore, or else we wouldn't need a reboot. They would do something completely different. There is so much to choose from, the Harry Potter world, but going this route is safe, convenient, and has proven to be a sure recipe for success, unlike some of the movies we know. So, how do you feel about this reboot? What are some of your expectations and worries concerning this new HBO Harry Potter TV series? And do you think this adaptation is apparating onto our screens a bit too soon? Please leave your answers in the comment section below. You know I love reading them and I reply to each and every one of you. My name is Deni. My channel is about movies and games, so please like this video and maybe subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more from me. Thank you for today. Take care everyone and see you next time. Bye!